cool and temperate Santa Monica. Why would I need air conditioning? Hello, it's 90 degrees. It's awful.
Global warming,
Uh,
maybe?
hello, everyone. Hello, welcome to Tarot for Kindness. This is me, a very hot and sweaty Madame Pamita, and the cool and comfortable Love Witch. One of us has air conditioning. Can you guess which one?
And it
Oh
hasn't
my
turned off
gosh.
for 4 months.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Well, as I was saying, I'm in Santa Monica. We never ever thought that we would need air conditioning in Santa Monica. They built the houses with barely any insulation. And of course, I mean, I do have a heater that I do have, but you know, no air conditioning. We have fans, but they aren't really don't work so well. Um, all right, everybody. Great to see everyone. We're doing Tarot for Kindness. What is Tarot for Kindness? Well, I'll show you what Tarot for Kindness is. How about that? I'll show you in a slide what Tarot for Kindness is. Let me share it. Okay, here we go. Tarot for Kindness. This is our weekly get together that we have on YouTube where we help feed seniors in Ukraine who are suffering in this full-scale invasion. We have partners at Sabotin Harbor who provide 2 weeks worth of groceries, which costs about $40, for over 300 seniors each month. This is really good, healthy, nutritious food for seniors. Fruits, vegetables, proteins, bread, flour, rice, all kinds of just nutritious foods so they can extend what little they have. My partners and my partner today, of course, being the Love Witch, what is it? 75% of the time it's the Love Witch. More than that, because sometimes we have 5 weeks in a month, 5 Sundays in a month. I mean, not 5 weeks. My partners and I do readings live for $10 per card. So you just pay for the tarot cards that I'm reading. My partners will throw in a little extra lanyap, as the Cajun people say, a lanyap, a little extra gift of a oracle card or a charm reading. What are we doing today, Love Witch? What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm going to do a charm reading today.
Oh, charm reading. Oh, I love when you do charm reading. We do these readings for $10 per card. In the tarot reading, you get a free charm casting, a free charm reading from the Love Witch too, at no extra charge. If you get 1 card, if you get 10 cards, you'll get that freebie. All you have to do is be on YouTube. And if you go to youtube.com and you see my account, which is just Madame Pamita, all one word, click the subscribe button and hit the notifications bell, and then you'll get notified if you're on a screen, your phone, or on your phone or your computer. You'll get that notification that will say, hey, Madame Pamita is going live, and it will remind you. And if you're not on your screen, if you're out having fun in the sun or doing something, no worries, then you'll just not see it and you'll join us next week, right? So I think those notifications, people are always worried they're going to get harassed with things. It's not like that at all. It's not like insistent. So so that's what we're doing right now is Tarot for Kindness. So if you want to make a donation, you make those donations over Venmo, PayPal, or Super Chat. Why am I getting an echo? Is it happening still? No. Okay, good. So you can make that donation on Venmo or PayPal or Super Chat. Super Chat is the little $sign right below us on YouTube, but you can also make that donation on Venmo and PayPal. Once you make your donation, you come back here and you go into the chat and you let us know where you donated, how much you donated, and what your question is. You might have a question that you want us to answer with the tarot cards. But if you don't have a question, you could have, a look at the week ahead or look at the month ahead or look at what's going to happen tomorrow. So we can do any of the above. Happy to do any and all of it. So I'm going to be doing tarot readings with which one am I? I'm going to use Wiser Tarot today. I'm feeling very hot and sweaty and tired. So I'm just going to use a beautiful version of the Rider-Waite that came out from Wiser. If you are interested in this deck, we do have this deck available at the Parlor of Wonders.
I saw there's a mini version of that deck now.
Oh my gosh, that you can throw in your pocket or purse or something like that. That's great.
Yeah, and it looks like the box is shaped like a matchbox, like it slides out like that. I thought that was so cute.
Oh, that sounds super cute. Yeah, I'll have to get some of those for the shop. So you pay $10 per card. So let us know how much you donated, what where you donated, and what your question is, and we're so happy to answer that question. Um, we've already got a reading with Jessica. If you'd like to get in too, go ahead and make those donations, and then come back to the chat and let us know where you donated, and we'll be happy to read for you too. Of course, we're happy that you're just hanging out here and watching us and having a good evening with us, hanging out with us. That's also fun too. So, ready to do Jessica's reading? Do I need to say anything else? I can't remember if there's anything I need to say. I'm really
If
like,
there is, I've also forgotten it, so you're good.
I'm just like hot fatigue, like when you're hot and you just feel like, I just want to lie there. I just showed, before we came on live, I showed Buchanan my kittens. They're just kind of passed out on the floor. And they're normally running around going crazy. And they're just like, oh, it's hot. So that's how I feel right now. Like I want to just lie on the floor. Jessica has a question. Thank you so much for your donation and your extra donation. Jessica always donates a little extra because they do take out fees for PayPal and Venmo, PayPal, and Super Chat. I'll take out fees. I just put those fees back in out of my own pocket just because I want all of your money to go to feed these amazing seniors. And what a beautiful blessing it is when you make those donations. They really are like, it's a miracle, and they're so incredibly grateful, and you're making such a huge impact. By the way, if you want to see the seniors that you're helping, can we put Yulia's link up there? Yulia Subotin is Yulia Subotina is the one who's running the show at Subotin Harbor, and she takes pictures of the seniors and the food that they've donated to them, and you can read their messages. She writes the messages in English, and yeah, it's just such a good, kind thing to do in this time where a little kindness right now goes a long, long way. We have a hateful and angry world, and we need to connect one-on-one to people and show our humanity. I mean, I think that's incredibly important. Incredibly important. All right. So, Jessica said, I'm inspired by a question from the Q&A earlier. What are my magical gifts, or is my natural affinity? I love that question. That's a great, great question. Let's see. I love that question. All right, let's take a look. Oh my gosh, so good. So the first card is the Seven of Swords. So Seven of Swords, people sometimes see it as like, oh, it's theft, or it's like taking something that isn't yours or something like that. That can be a meaning for this card. But it is another part of this card. You have to understand that in tarot, there is a spectrum of meaning on each of the cards, and we can go anywhere on the spectrum, right? And see and find that magical point. So the first thing that hit me and struck me when I pulled up this card was this card can also be about manifesting, asking the universe and getting what you need, right? This is manifesting. So it's interesting because Jessica also brought up, like, what kind of magic can I do when I don't have a lot of energy? And I said, you can do magic. There's lots of magic you can do, and you can receive, right? Well, this has to do with that receiving. I think of this card as being like the magic of asking for something from the universe and being open to receiving it as well. It's like you're getting something. I mean, like this guy is getting something that he, quote unquote, didn't earn, right? He didn't destined for a life of crime, right? That's your gift. You're a smooth criminal. but I think of this, okay, let's break down this card a little bit. Because Seven of Swords, so swords represent thoughts, ideas, and communication, right? The mental, rational part of our mind, and also communication. And so what this card represents in that very deep esoteric part of the spectrum is being able to receive something that you didn't earn, which is a blessing, a gift, right? You didn't earn those swords, you got them. Now, we don't know the story of this card, right? Maybe the swords are his, right? We don't know
Mhm.
the story of the card. So it is about kind of on it. I think of it as like there is an aspect of it like gaming the system, right? We have this notion that we must earn what we receive, right? There's this sort of puritanical notion. Honestly, if we go back to where it comes from, it's like the Puritans are like, you work hard and then God will bless you, right? And we're Americans, so we're kind of inundated with that message. You've got to work hard and then you'll receive something in exchange for it. But what about when we manifest things? What about when we put an intention or we do magic and we manifest things? That what I love about the 7 of swords, it's like you're just asking for it. Oops, did my connection go away? Am I back now? Am I
You're
back
back.
now?
Yeah. Yeah. I
Okay.
could hear you the whole time. You just froze a little.
Oh, okay. It said, oops, you're disconnected. Um, so I think about like this is such a beautiful thing that requires no energy or very little energy, which is to ask for something, to receive it, to just be open to receiving, right? To ask for something. If you want to formalize it a little bit, you can do all kinds of things that are so lovely and really not very much effort, right? So that
Mhm.
can be creating a vision board, or it could be making a witch box, what I call a witch box, which is a magic box where you write or clip out things and you put your wishes and you put those in the box. Can I just give a little plug for the Love Witch and your brilliant wish box? Do you know which one I'm
Oh
talking
yeah,
about?
I do.
One time, the Love Witch was on something, and I see this full size replica of the lamp from Aladdin, the genie lamp from Aladdin. I'm like, what? Where did you get that? I love the movie Aladdin. I'm a sucker for that movie. I love that movie so much. And I love the symbol of the Aladdin's lamp as this way of doing this, getting something without working for it, right? That's exactly what the Aladdin's lamp is. So Lovewitch says, oh, that's an Aladdin's lamp teapot. I just got it online. And I'm like, oh my God. So immediately I went online and I found it and I ordered it and I have one too now. But that teapot, I think you told me you put wishes in there, right? You put your
Hmm.
wishes on slips of
3 a
paper and
day.
then you put it in the teapot. What?
3 a day.
3 a day? Oh my gosh, I love it. What is so that's your witch box. I just was like, "Oh, make a little box, you can decorate it this like that." No, that Aladdin's lamp is teapot is so genius and so gorgeous and beautiful, and I just love it, and I look at mine every day, and it makes me happy because it reminds me of you, and I just love that movie, and there's so many levels of how that magic is good. So I think what you want to get into, Jessica, is into wishcraft, which is to work on wishing and and putting out an intention of receiving something without working for it. Be so good. Manifesting without putting effort into anything. You're getting something for free. You're getting something for nothing, right? That's the concept behind the Aladdin's lamp. All you have to do is rub the lamp, ask the genie for it, and then you get your wish. You didn't work for it. You didn't earn it. So I think this is the number one first thing that you can do, and it's something you can do without a lot of physical energy, right? You
Mhm.
don't even need a lot of energy. Do you put a lot of energy into your wishes?
No. And can I say
No.
something about the 7 of
Yeah.
Swords? That card is the reason I moved to New York City. I was really unsure about what I should do. I was in Nashville and I hated it, but I didn't know what to do, and I definitely didn't feel like I could move to New York because that seemed like so much work and so expensive and just too big of a goal. And then I pulled the 7 of Swords and I was like, oh, I can get away with it. I need to just do it. And I'm gonna have to leave some stuff behind, but I need to grab my things and go. And then, like 2 weeks later, I was living in New York City and paying half what I was in rent in Nashville. And I didn't have a car payment and I didn't have insurance and all these other bills. So all of my ideas about it's too expensive went out the window because I just said, okay, I can get away with it.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think it's also, this has become a very deep conversation, surprisingly. But I think it's also about getting out of that mindset that we have to earn something or that we have to
Mhm.
work for something. I think I definitely think that putting physical energy and energy towards something can be helpful. But when you don't have a lot of energy, it doesn't mean you can't do magic. Doesn't mean you can't do magic. I want you to treat it as very light. Yes. Yes. It's amazing how often my wishes manifest when I just think about doing a spell before I even do it. That's definitely one of your gifts.
Mhm.
That's confirmation of what we've been saying. So I think lean into that. And what I would recommend is doing things like having a wish box, learning about wishcraft. I mean, look up, there's a book called Wishcraft, I think. I think it's mostly law of attraction stuff. Um, or also, one of my favorite things is having a gratitude journal, or I have what I call a magic wish book. I mean, I have wishing crap all over the place. Let's be real. I have wishing stuff everywhere. And I got this wonderful magic book that a friend gave me, and I was like, it was from a special holy person. And I'm like, oh, I want that holy person energy to bless my wishes. And so, what I would do would be like write a thing that I wanted and a wish that I wanted. And then I would write this wish came true on, and then a line for a blank, so that it was like I was expecting that wish to come true and I was going to write the date when it came true. That was my wish book. Then I have gratitude journals where you write what you appreciate right now and your gratitude intentions, what you're saying thank you for, as if it's already here, but it's not here yet. That's another great technique. I have a whole video about that up on YouTube. So that's another thing that you can do. So think about doing this wishing, visualizing, manifesting thing and leaning more into that. And it doesn't require you getting up out of bed. It doesn't require you putting together a lot of things. It doesn't require you using your own energy. It's just like gently put it out there, right? Put your wishes out there with such ease and kind of like, it's going to come true. You're not getting all uptight about it. You're just putting them out there. So good. The other
Here's a
thing
little
is,
plus for my
yeah.
gratitude journal, by the
What?
way. Here's a little promo for my gratitude journal from
Oh, that's
Tiffany.
right. That's right. That's right. The Love Witch has a gratitude journal, and Tiffany says the Love Witch's gratitude journal from Parlor of Wonders is amazing. Yes. Yes, absolutely. Get that gratitude journal and start working it. I think it's very inspiring. Your gratitude journal is very inspiring for two reasons. Number one, it's not like a giant thick book, and it's not like a giant book this way. So it's very doable. And each day it's a little bit different. So
Mhm.
it's not like the same old every day, right? Am I remembering that
There's a little
correctly?
bit of repetition, but I did it intentionally so that like you can see growth and see change within yourself, but most days are completely different. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So it's like you have this kind of, um, and it's like a very doable thing. And I also love, the other thing I love about it is not too thick, so that you get this feeling of like I accomplished it, and then I'm going to get another one and do it again. Like there's a sense of completion that always feels very nice to me when I complete something. I fill out something completely. So that can also be so wonderful. So yeah, that can be a wonderful thing. All right, next card is the moon card. Another thing, this is like, Jessica, this is like making me so happy because the moon is also working moon magic. Again, don't have to put out a lot of energy working with the moon. You're receiving from the moon, right? So, working with the moon and working with moon phases, moon cycles, astrology of the moon, all of those things could be something very, very powerful to you too. Something so beautiful about that card. There's another thing about the moon, energy of the moon. It's very intuitive energy. It's very psychic energy, dreamy, and all of that stuff. So that can go along with that as well. Then we get to Four of Cups. So, Four of Cups is this guy looking at the three cups in front of him, and he's missing this magical manifestation of this spirit, really a spirit, a cloud with an arm coming out of it. I want a candle of this cloud and arm. We have a cloud candle coming, an arm coming out of it holding a cup. Um, so I think this can be like noticing things that other people don't notice, right? So that can be like seeing spirits or sensing energy. So this is a very receptive thing. This can be, like, oh, I'm sensing something, a disturbance in the force, or my spidey senses are tingling, or I feel like I'm intuiting an opportunity. It's highly intuitive, but it's like noticing things that other people don't notice, right? Could even be, sensing spirits around you, working with spirits. So that is a gorgeous card as well. Lastly, we have King of Swords. So King of Swords is, thought magic, really. If you get to, again, what's the meaning of swords? It's like, it's really high level. When we see the king, it's very competent. You have a natural ability. So this can be new thought, where we do that manifestation by thinking of something and then creating it and manifesting it purely from thought. I mean, certainly a King of Swords would be able to do that. It's also really like, I think there's another part of this too, which is things that stimulate the mind will also be very good for you. It could be like the more, I'm going to say it, it's the things I don't really like in magic. But things like planetary hours, like working with the planetary hours, or doing astrology, or doing these things that require a lot of thinky and less intuitive. So while you have this deeply intuitive cups energy and moon energy, there's also a part of you that kind of likes the complicated, rational, mathematical part of it too. And I think, in delving into learning about things, and what I'm like feeling is, if here's an example, is like, if you're, you know, exhausted and lying flat on your back, you can still listen to a book, right? And listen to and learn. Like, this is somebody who loves to learn, right? And so you can listen and learn about complex, high level things, um, that are very rational, logical correspondences between things. I mean, I think you can go so many places with that. So that could also be your gift as well. So I just love all of these for you. So, so good. It's so interesting. What a great question. I want more people to ask that question.
Yeah, that is a great one.
Everybody, we're gonna have a one of these days, we're gonna have, okay, this is the only question you can ask. What are my spiritual gifts? All
um,
right. Well, what is your charm that you pulled?
I wanted to say before I show the charm, we also have an on-demand class on wishcraft that's available at the site, so you could check that out if you want to do some learning too.
I knew
um,
somebody did something called wish.
it
It
was
was only
you.
me. I think there's a
The,
book too.
the charm I pulled is this cute little jester. And to me, this is about levity and about light. And I know earlier your question was about, how to reserve energy or what to do when your energy is low. And so I think actually a skill of yours is lightening the mood or lightening the energy and bringing a sense of lightness to things. If you're not able to do it for yourself, you may be able to do it for others better. So keep an eye out for that. And, I've found that, like, there are some things that I'm much better at doing for others than myself, and I can learn from myself on how I show up for other people in those ways.
Yeah.
So if you do find that you're the person who's always like lightening the mood for people, examine your actions, see how you do it, and then practice what you preach. But I think too, just like, this is your permission to only do magic when you're in a good mood, right? Because it's about levity. Unless you want to tap into your rage or some other mood, but I think that's the best place to work from, is a really light, good place. So yeah, try that out.
Yeah. I think that's such why those are such wise words, really, because what I try and teach people in magic, like, people are trying to find that really sweet spot for manifesting and creating and making their magic effective. And oftentimes it's in this very lighthearted place that
Mhm.
we are not attached in a possessive way to the outcome. that we can make it's so easy to manifest from that place, right? So that playfulness, that childlike playfulness is really something we should cultivate
Hmm.
always.
Yeah.
Always.
And I think too, like, for a while actually with Slavic magic, I won't say I struggled, but I was a little hung up on like, oh, I can't do this task or this act if I'm in a negative headspace, right? But then I realized, oh, this task can bring me into a positive mindset. So sometimes if I'm feeling bad, I'll just go to my magic, and it brings that levity for me. So that's a good tip too, right? Is allow your
Hmm.
practice to lift you up and to be a thing you can lean on when you're feeling down. Like the soaps I make, you can tell when I'm going through it when I decide to make a really big batch of soap because my hand that way and keeping that positive intention as I'm making those soaps has such a like wonderful influence on my life. And I need to do it this week coming up. So to add that to my list.
I love that. I love that. Thank you so much, Jessica. Thank you. We're so appreciative. Devon is next, then Tiffany, then Lynn. And if you'd like to get a reading, all you have to do is make a donation on PayPal, Venmo, or Super Chat. Super Chat's just the button that looks like a dollar bill down below. Venmo and PayPal, we've got the links at the top of the chat. So you can just click those, or you can use the QR code that pops up. Make your donation, come back here, and then let us know how much you donated, where you donated, and what your question is. And then I'll do a reading for that many cards, $10 per card. 100% of the proceeds go to feed seniors in Ukraine. And then the Love Witch will throw, just because the Love Witch is playful and fun, we'll throw in a charm reading. I love your charms readings. It's like one of my favorites. It really is. I
Yeah, me
love it.
too.
Did you get those new charms that I sent you? I
Yeah, and
sent you
that's why I
some.
haven't done a charm reading on here in a while because I've been waiting to bring them into this room. Like, I don't want to
Okay.
play without the new ones, so
Yeah, I
yeah,
know.
in here. Maybe someone will get one tonight.
Okay. All right. So next is Devon, then Tiffany, then Lynn, then Helen. Thank you, you guys, so much. All right, Devon. I know what Devon wants. Feeding a full granny on PayPal. Usual for me. Devon. Well, Devon has the usual. What's the week ahead? Right. That's the question. Devon, you are like, um, we always say this every time. It's like cheers. We know your order ahead of time. So all right, let's take it. And we'll as soon as you come through the door, we'll start pouring it for you. Um, all right. Oh, I love it already. Okay. This is a much, I know it's been a struggle past couple weeks, but we see this is great, actually. We see these really good kind of a turnaround, and it stems from this. I think that it really hinges on this first card. The first card is the Five of Swords. So, Five of Swords is a card that asks us to change our strategy, right? Nobody looks happy. Everyone's kind of unhappy. There's struggle, there's strife in the Five of Swords for sure. But if you don't want struggle and strife, you need to change your strategy. That's it, right? So think about like if you're pounding your head against a wall trying to get somebody to do something, think of a new way. Maybe it's not even asking that person anymore. Maybe it's going elsewhere, right? Stop going to an empty well and expect water to be there. Um, or if it's like a situation that we feel is very stuck, try another way. The thing of this card, I always feel like it's a hamster, like energetically, it's like a hamster running on a wheel, which is good for the hamster. Don't get me wrong. It's not bad for the rodents to be running on the wheel, but the hamster isn't getting anywhere. So can be a feeling with Five of Swords of repetitive cycles and kind of pushing or putting forth a lot of energy, and it's just not moving you forward. So the thing is to get off the hamster wheel, right? If you keep running and you keep staying in the same place, you got to jump off that wheel and try a different path. Then you'll go. So I think that's something to think about as this week ahead, as like what wall have you been banging your head against? What feels like a hamster wheel of repetition with no good result? What feels like it's just not moving forward? And how can we like take a step, take a moment, take a breath, take a moment, step back from it and go, okay, I'm going to try a different way now. I'm going to do something different, right? This is the card that says the definition of insanity is to keep doing the same thing and expect a different result, right? If you keep going to that person and they keep pulling the football out before you kick it, why are we going to that person to practice our football kicking? Get somebody else, right? Don't play football anymore. Play baseball. Do something else, right? It's a change in strategy. So it's like, look at where you are having a repetitive cycle with no progress, and just really make a big strategic change there. Now, when you do that, guess what? Everything shifts. Everything changes, right? We've got the 10 of cups, and 10 of cups energy is like the rainbow after the storm. So you've had a stormy, tumultuous couple of weeks, and now you've decided to shift your strategy, and guess what? The rainbow comes out. The happiness, the joy, the closeness, the friendship, the fun, the family, the found family, the people around you that love and care about you. It's such a beautiful, cozy, happy card. 10 of Cups is the heart's fulfillment. So this can mean loving relationships, romantic relationships, friendships, family, and so on. But it's also like, how do I shift my strategy to get there? As soon as you shift your strategy, it's like one of the best cards in the tarot comes out, which is the 10 of Cups. The fulfillment, the happiness, the peace, the contentment, the joy. Look at the little kids in this card. They're like dancing around, having a good old time. Everybody's happy and joyful. I mean, there's an exuberance about this card. So I think about, like, we can shift things with just disengaging from something, trying a new way, going somewhere else to get our needs met, or whatever, right? You'll know what that is. I'm sure you know what that is. Queen of Pentacles. Look at this lovely card of, like, stability, abundance, generosity. I think what this card represents for you is it really is a self-love card in a big way. And I'll tell you why. Because when I see the Queen of Pentacles, I think of my mom, weirdly. Because my mom, and in a weird way, I think of my mom. My mom was Ukrainian, right? So Ukrainian people do this thing, which I thought every person does, but apparently only, well, there's a lot of ethnicities that do, but Ukrainians really do this. When my friends would come over, oh my gosh, I'm going to make you a snack. Here's like 20 things that you can choose for your snack. Which one do you want? When we would have a party, she would cook. We'd have 10 people over. She'd cook like there's 50 people coming. There would be dishes upon dishes upon dishes upon dishes. I mean, like 15 courses, right? We always used to laugh. My sister and I was always, oh my God, Mom, you made so much food, right? But this is like a really Ukrainian thing to do. It's like have too much abundance, right? So that you have to share with others. Probably Italian people do this too, I'm guessing, right? I mean, I think there's a lot of people that have this kind of tradition, but Ukrainians really do it. So I think of this energy being like that I have so much that I'm sharing generously with others, and it gives me pleasure to share. What this goes back to you is like, how do you fill up your cup so much that it's overflowing and then is so easy to share with others, right? It's like that big Thanksgiving dinner where they're like, oh my gosh, please take some food home. We're never going to eat all of this, right? There's something about it that's very joyful in having that share. Yeah, Devon says Italian people do this too, right? The meal of the seven fishes. I watched The Bear. Okay, I know. The meal of the seven fishes, like, right? So, this idea that we're going to have so much abundance and bounty. But I think of this, we could look at this as like, prosperity. Like, look at, she's got all these flowers and fruits and the bunny and everything around her, that she's got so much manifestation and physical. And of course, pentacles is like the material, right? But I'm really sensing this is more about like, how do I fill up my life to make my life so juicy that it feels so good to share with others? It feels so good to give to others. And I know, Devon, you are such a generous soul. And my mom was a Gemini too, by the way. I know you're a Gemini. My mom was a Gem too. She loved to like share and was social and was always giving to people. And that was one of the ways she gave was through food, right? What I also see for you this week. So fill up your cup, fill with self-love. Do that self-love work. Do that stuff to fill up your energy. Then we have the Chariot card. Chariot card energy is moving forward. Easy breezy, no blocks in the road. Things are going forward again. So rather than the struggle that you've been facing, we're now seeing like an open road. And all of this goodness, the generosity, the filling up your cup, the self-love, the energy of that joy of the 10 of cups all comes from changing a strategy. It all comes from that. So there's something that you can do that's going to bring that look up, little visitor. Salem, say hello. Say hello. Say, I'm hot today. All that comes from you making that shift in your strategy. So I love it. Such a good turnaround for things. Love seeing that. Yay.
Yay.
What do you have, Love Witch?
Got this gorgeous pearl charm. I was like, have you seen this? But where do you think I got this? Of course you've seen this. This pearl to me is about things opening up, right? And especially stubborn things or things you've been trying really hard at. I worked at an oyster bar. There's a Love Witch fun fact. And about once or twice a month, someone would have to go to the hospital because they cut their hand open trying to get the oyster open, right? So that's not always an easy task, even for the pros. So I think things that you've really been working at for a long time are going to open up in the coming week. So be prepared to receive those blessings and like the really beautiful things that come from all that hard work. Yeah, and like oysters, they're not pretty, they don't smell good, but pearls are beautiful. Everyone wants those. So yeah,
Yeah, I
especially
love
with
that.
all
It's
the
like
hard work.
a beautiful surprise if for the effort of making that change or doing that, opening up something. I love that. So
Hmm.
good.
Yeah, a beautiful surprise, like what people got when they saw me at the oyster bar, right?
I just want to go to an oyster bar where Buchanan is working. That is like,
No, you don't,
my,
because I
yes,
won't
I
be
do.
there. I won't be there. I'll be.
I I know, but I want to go in a time machine. A time machine back to when you were working at Oyster Bar
I
because I
always
know
had
that's never
very
going to happen.
elaborate outfits and hairstyles. I would wear. Do you remember bumpets? Like the
Oh,
things you could put in your. I would wear two or three
yes.
at once just for the hell of it. But I was a
Oh,
vegan, so I'd never tried anything at the restaurant, so I couldn't
oh
give
my gosh.
recommendations. I mean, I didn't let that stop me, but
Did you ever find a pearl in any of the oysters? Did anyone ever find a pearl?
I feel like they did at one point, but not on a day where I was there. That seems like something I
Oh,
remember hearing
really?
about but not seeing. Yeah.
Well, you know, it's like such a rare thing in nature, and they're not cultivating those oysters for the pearls. You know what I mean? The oysters in the oyster farm are just for food, right?
Hmm.
And they put the piece of when they're trying to make a pearl, they'll put a piece of sand or something in the oyster. I'm not, they have a whole system of how they do it. But I think imagine like that's also like a message of the rarity of a natural pearl is like
Yeah.
it just like everything a synchronicity, everything lining up to make that pearl. It's before people figured out how to do it. I mean, it must have been such a magical thing to open up and find this little beautiful little kind of stone gem thing inside. Was it's such a magical, precious, and rare thing too.
Mm.
That's why I love that Pearl of the Heart candle. It's such a good candle.
Oh.
Ugh, I love it. Okay. All right. So thank you so much, Devon. All right. Next we have Tiffany, then Lynn, then Helen, then Adrija. All right. So Tiffany. Thank you so much, Tiffany. Wanting guidance on treatment for our horse bee and a timeline for healing. Does he need more time with his current treatments to heal, or should we quickly move on to more aggressive options? His overall health outlook. I'm so sorry he's not feeling well. Oh, it's such a hard thing when the animals that we love and we care for are sick because it's like, having a sick infant, they can't tell you what's going on. You just have to intuit and guess. And oh, it's so challenging and so difficult. So, yeah. Oh my gosh. All right. So let's take a look. Oh, this is good. I see him coming back to his full health. So that's a good thing to know. The last card, the third card, I'm going to jump around and not go in order because I want you to see this good outcome card of the strength card. This is like him getting, I mean, look, it's like a woman with a lion, and she's, treating the lion. She's saying, close your mouth. She's taking care of the lion, right? Gentle,
That's how
loving
I look when I give the
energy.
cats pills.
Yeah, exactly. It's like giving a cat a pill. But strength represents strength and vigor and having his like energy back. I almost think that if you want to supplement whatever treatment that you're getting from the vet, from the equine vet, you could probably do some kind of energy healing too, to restore strength and to lend your energy, or to lend universal energy to give him that strength. So that could be something like Reiki, or laying hand, just putting your hands on him if it's safe to do so, um, or distance Reiki if you're not able to be with him. And learning Reiki is really not that hard. I went to Reiki classes, and I'm like, it's not that hard.
Yeah.
It doesn't, it honestly, I did a whole weekend. I'm like, I could have learned this in an hour, but okay.
Mhm.
um, but I think, getting that, like getting his strength back, um, is coming, right? Um, so the first thing I would do is to like to say, like, if you can supplement whatever they're doing with some kind of energy healing to give him that vigor and strength and healing back, add that to it too. Maybe you're already doing that. I don't know. But if you haven't, look into, like, I am sure if you go Reiki for horses and you look online, there's going to be something that's going to teach you how to do it. Or energetic healing for horses, you'll find something. I'm sure there's some stuff out there. And trust yourself that you can do it. You don't need to hire somebody to do it. You're the one, Tiffany, who loves him the most. You're close to him. Your energy is going to be most beneficial for him because he loves you too, versus a stranger coming in and doing it. So trust and have confidence in your own ability to do that. I really get a strong sense of that. Now, I do think that we have the 10 of swords. I'm 10 of swords, not 10 of swords, 10 of wands. 10 of wands is a burden, right? And so I almost feel like what we see with 10 of wands is like, if you take off the burden or share the burden, it lightens the load and makes things doable. One thing I want you to notice here is that the person is carrying oh, I love it that you do energy healing to that. Keep that going. Um, the 10 of wands is like sharing the burden with somebody else, or sharing the burden. So I think I almost get this image of like, if it's possible to do two different treatments at the same time, or split things in some ways, alternating treatments, or doing some kind of splitting, instead of focusing on one, which is burdensome, it's splitting it into two. So it may be what I'm getting, and it's not specifically clear, but maybe it'll make sense to you, which is either alternating treatments, if that is a possibility. So maybe the more aggressive with the more gentle, alternating those treatments, if that is a possibility, or having the more aggressive treatment, have it on and then a rest period, right? On and then a rest period. I think of things like, chemo, where they give you all these, they pump you full of all these really heavy duty drugs, but then they let your body rest and recuperate. And then they pump them up again. And then they give your body a chance to recuperate. Those things are very aggressive and very intense, but there's a break, right? There's a rest period. And so I feel like something like that, where it's like alternating or two things, could be really helpful in this situation. So it might mean bringing in the more aggressive treatment, but not like a consistently, that like giving breaks, aggressive treatment and a break, aggressive treatment and a break could be the way to go. But it brings him back to his full health, right? Full card energy. I love it. This is the first card I pulled up and I was so happy to see it. Full card energy is for you in all of this. Fool card is open and trusting, knowing that all will be well. And that energy you also want to bring to be as well. To really just have and focus on, this is all going to work out. Everything's going to be okay. It is not an easy thing to do, especially when you're worried and you're scared and you're hearing bad news and all of these other things. And he's suffering, if he's suffering, it's like to come back to that center, to come back to that divine connection and knowing that all is well. And really giving him that energy. Everything's going to be okay. You're going to be okay. Tell him that, you know. I would say it in human language, if you probably are already doing that though. But just also give him that reassurance. We're going to get through this. You're going to get through this. You're doing a good job. Let your body heal. There's another aspect to the Fool card, which is it's a card of trust, but it's also this, it really is about like this peace and knowing that everything is going to work out fine. So cultivate that, right? Any way you can. Affirmations, telling him that we're going to get through this. It really does feel like when you're dealing with an illness of a loved one, I could say he's a loved one, right? That you're really feeling like you're dropped in the middle of a desert and you don't know what to do, and you feel like you don't have the support or the help or the information or even the answers. But I think putting that intention, this is going to be okay, you're going to be okay, is keep doing that. Yeah. But everything is going to be okay. But I do think there's something that we need to split up in some way. Something about that. 10 of Wands. Again, managing it, getting through it, but let's like give it intensity and give a break, an intense thing and then break. Would be good. I hope that makes sense to you. And the treatments they're suggesting. I feel that. I felt intuitively he would heal completely, but I was overthinking, I think. Yeah. Of course, it's natural to worry. It's so natural when someone we love is in distress to worry, right? Because we care. That just shows you're empathetic and have a heart. If you didn't care, you'd be a robot, I guess. I don't know.
Right.
So, yeah. So this is good. But yeah. Yeah, just yeah. Do that. You
I,
know what to do.
I worry
Yeah.
so much about my pets, right? Like, I wake up in the night to make sure they're breathing. Like, I'm that kind of anxious pet parent. But it gives me this opportunity to have joy and relief every time they're okay, right? So I get that multiple times a day. But I definitely feel like he's going to be fine. I drew this little angel charm. What
Yeah.
I really love, hard to tell on camera here, but this angel is playing a flute. So I think if it doesn't seem like it's bothering him, maybe playing some like healing frequencies or doing like a sound bath for him could be really beneficial. I know that you know all about sound healing, Tiffany. But yeah, and actually, Witchy Sanctuary pointed out there's a horse candle, which is true. We have the horse candle, and we have the unicorn candle, which is horse with wings, angel wings, right? But I think you could also work with the angel candle for calling in the assistance of your guides, his guides, and protecting him, right? But I also don't know that you need to do a candle spell. I think just like spending time with him, sending good energy to him, and doing energetic stuff in his presence is going to be plenty. But
Yeah,
always,
and
you can
you
always
know
do
what?
it.
I think of that like, angel, an angelic. if we get into the angelic spirit energy, it's like also make an appeal to the horse mother spirit.
Yes,
Uh,
yes.
the horse mother spirit, the oversoul of all horses,
Look at
right?
that.
Oh, he loves sound
Already
baths.
had
Oh,
this.
love it. I also found, okay, this is something I'm sure there's a horse version of it, but we have cats, right? When I was transporting the kittens in the car in their car carrier, they were pretty calm, but they weren't, I just wanted to make it super chill for them so that they were very, very. I found on Spotify there's a cat calming playlist,
Oh,
and I
wow.
played it for them, and it was like all these like really like it's like a healing energy tones and just
Amazing.
very gentle music. It's so beautiful, and it totally made them calm. They weren't like agitated to begin with, but they rode the whole drive, and I had to drive this long way to take them to get fixed, and they got fixed and all this stuff, right? And yeah, so maybe there's a horse healing playlist. I don't know,
Yeah, and
but
if
you can make
not,
your own music.
maybe you're meant to make one, Tiffany. When you were
Yeah.
saying horse Reiki, I was like, I wonder if horse Reiki is something Tiffany offers because I know she's so magical and does so much
Yeah.
great work.
Yeah, yeah. He's gonna be all right, though. It's just getting him through this. I think that's also Ten of Wands. Getting through something is hard. It's hard. Energy, but you get through. That's the point of the Ten of Wands. He's doing it. It's just not easy. So, yeah.
Thank you.
My heart goes out to you. It's always hard when we have a loved one, including an animal in our life that isn't doing well at the moment. All right. Next, we have Lynn, Helen, and then Adrija. If you'd like to get a reading, you can. We'd love to do a reading for you. It's only $10 per card. 100% of the proceeds go to feed seniors in Ukraine who are suffering during the full scale invasion. Our friends at Sabotan Harbor buy groceries and deliver those groceries to these disabled seniors who are in their 70s, 80s, and 90s. Some are bedridden, have disabilities. But this is a huge relief when they don't have money to buy food. They deliver food, and that is such a blessing, and they really are so intensely grateful for this love and care and compassion, to know that somebody that you never meet had the compassion to make that donation so that you could eat. I think is such a profound thing. And for us who can make those donations, we can make a powerful, positive impact in one of these seniors' lives. So I have a huge compassion for seniors. I love old people. You and I are the same. We both love old people. Now I am an old person. Guess what? I I get to hang out with my peers, old people, all the time. So anyway, all right. So next we have Lynn. Lynn has a one card reading. Thank you so much, Lynn. Um, thank you for helping me with the question on Q&A or the self-love salt and oil. Just a card to tell me how things are going would be great. So question is how things are going. I'm guessing with the relationship that is on hold right now is what you're asking. Thank you so much. Yeah. Yeah. This is like so important to fill up your tank. Oh my gosh, it's probably one of the best things that we can do all around, no matter where we're at or what we're doing. Oh, look at this. I'm going to show you a card. It's going to be actually a great card for you. Five of Pentacles. So sometimes I call the Five of Pentacles the pity party, right? Look at these people. They're in the snow, dressed in rags, walking around barefoot in the snow. Oh my gosh, they've got bandages and crutches. They are feeling cast out, right? They're outside the building in the snow, but the building is a church with a stained glass window, and the stained glass window is lit from within. An option here. You have agency here, honestly. These two don't feel like they have any agency. They don't feel like they have any choice. They feel victimized, right? But the Five of Pentacles has a little secret in it that the window is lit from within. Now, if we look at, I don't think there's many churches that do this, but honestly, like churches now, I'm just like, what the hell am I looking at sometimes? But I bet you, well, I'm going to give an example. I'm going to give a good example. Do you know about the Catholic worker? Do you know about the Catholic worker? It was um, like social justice Catholics during the Depression, and they
Mm.
started Catholic worker kitchens, and they made it a point to feed people who are hungry without making them go to a church service, without making them convert, without preaching to them, which I always find abhorrent. We're only going to give you this thing if you follow our way. No, this was actually for the people to be able to live out their faith, which believed like authentic Christianity, that we need to be kind to everyone. We need to be generous with everyone. We need to be giving. So it was Catholic socialism, basically, is what it is, right? So back in the 80s, I used to go work at the Catholic Worker Kitchen, feeding people and distributing food. And they would always say to us, you have to make food. They would get, donations from, markets and things like that. And they would put together a meal, right? And they would say, when you're making this food, don't ever serve anything that you wouldn't eat yourself. Meaning, if you've got limp lettuce, you're not going to serve that to someone. That's gross, right? You would make something that you yourself would eat. So, what I'm saying here is this church is that good church that does take care of people, and my vision of what this church is. This church is that church that if you're poor and you're suffering and you're struggling, they're going to take care of you. They're going to give you clothes. They're going to give you a place to sleep. They're going to give you food. They're going to help you get back on your feet. They're going to help you figure out your mess, right? So, what I'm seeing for you here is that you feel a little bit like these people that are out in the cold. You feel rejected and you feel abandoned and you feel sad and you're at the pity party. But it's time to wake up from the illusion and know that there is a way into happiness again. There's a way to get back on your feet again. But you need just the most little bit of gumption to get there. They can stand out here in the cold if they want to feel sorry for themselves and feel, you know, "Oh, I'm a victim." But if they just get a little spark of gumption, they're like, oh, the church is lit from within. We can find an entrance to that church and get in and get help and get the help that we need. So this really is that thing that you're doing for yourself, is instead of going, oh, that's not going to work, you're going, no, I'm going to do the self-love oil and I'm going to do the self-love bath. I'm going to spend time with my friends. I'm going to be around people that love me and I'm going to love myself. So that gumption that you have is what's going to get you out of this place. So there's a secret message in that card of like, you don't have to stay in the grief. You don't have to stay in the sadness. You can be proactive and change that narrative and change what's happening. So while everybody looks at the five of cards and goes, boo, I don't want that card. Yeah, terrible. It actually is a map for you how to get out of that state and how to get to the place where you're getting comfort. Notice one thing too. To get into the church, they have to go around the building and they have to find the door and they have to open it up and they have to get in, right? But there are people inside that church that are so eager to help. There's helpers everywhere. I mean, I think, one of the wise people of the 20th century was Mr. Rogers, and he always said, look for the helpers. When you're scared, when you're sad, when you're afraid, when you're look for the helpers. And the implication is for the rest of us, we can be helpers, right? We can be those helpers. And Mr. Rogers was right. There are helpers everywhere. Did anyone write a wisdom of Mr. Rogers book? Because that book needs to be out in the world if it isn't out there. I'm sure there's something out there that's about that. But
You need to write
it,
that book. That needs to be
exactly.
and that's
Just
all
go
we
through archive, watch every Mr. Rogers show, and write down his wisdom. I don't know
sounds
if I
like
want
fun
that
research.
assignment. I'd much rather do a Love Boat podcast.
Same. Same.
But I think this is really important, is to find those helpers. So find the kind people around you, the good giving people that are going to put the warm blanket on you, that are going to give you that warm bowl of soup, that are going to help you to regroup after this storm. And there are helpers. We're helpers, but there's other helpers too, you know.
Yeah,
What do you got for
right
Lynn?
next to my old apartment here in New York City was a church that gave out food twice a week, and it was groceries from Trader Joe's that were like not expired, but about to
On the
expire,
verge. Yeah.
like dented packaging and stuff. And so many people would line up that they would end up in front of another church at the other side of the block. Right? And I was always like, why isn't this church participating? Why aren't they helping out? But yeah, it's like there's a lot of people who need help and not so many helpers. But the thing that I love about that card is, yeah, they do have to go like around the building and end the door. So there is work for them to do, but that's easy work, right? Like
Yeah.
of all the tasks I do in a day, like walking around the building and finding the door is one of the easier ones. So it's like not
Yeah.
intimidating, right? It's like getting inside is it's easy. And then it's just like about changing things just slightly. So the charm I pulled is this sewing machine. So I think you just need to make some alterations, right? Like if a dress doesn't fit, you don't throw it away. You get it taken in or you get it let out. And that's not hard work. That's just adjusting, right? And it may take some skill and it may take going to a seamstress who's really good with this machine or learning how to use this machine. So it's not like you necessarily have every tool in front of you, but you have enough to get started. So focus on where you can start, and focus on what little alterations or adjustments you can make that are going to make a big difference. Because, an inch is not a big thing, but an inch in a garment can change it so many sizes, right? So see where you can take things in and let things out a little.
Yeah, it's just that little bit of gumption, right? Gumption is like, I can do this even when I'm on flat on the floor. I mean, it's like standing up and saying, you know what? I'm going to do something different, right? I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
try something different. I'm going to, and look at, you're already doing it, Lynn. I mean, the fact that you asked the question, you came to the Q&A, you asked the question, you um, took the recommendations,
Mm-hmm.
and you're implementing that. You're doing so much already. I can guarantee you a week from now, you're going to feel better. You might
Mm-hmm.
not feel 100% better, but you're going to feel better than you do this Sunday. So fill up your cup. Fill up your cup. Yeah. Oh gosh, thank you so much.
Good luck, man. Love you.
All right. Next is Helen and then Adrija. And if you'd like to get a reading, you can. If you're one of the 12 people watching, we can see.
Yeah.
Don't think we don't see you. All we see is that 12 people are watching. So don't worry, your anonymity is not being compromised in any way.
Not by us.
So 12 people are watching. So if you're one of those 12 people and you'd like to get a reading, we can do one for you too. All you have to do is make a donation on Venmo, PayPal, or Super Chat, $10 per card, and then come back here and let us know where you donated, how much you donated, and what your question is. And then we'll read for you. All right. Next is Helen with a one-card reading. One card read. Thank you, Helen, with a bit extra for processing. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. It's been a challenging week being under the weather and then a bomb on a work project. Love to hear what you love, which can enlighten my week. Thank you, and love to the Ukrainian seniors. Oh my gosh, you're so kind. Yeah, those sweet little seniors. They really feel our love because it's love in action, right? Really helping someone. They're helpers. Subotan Harbor, really helpers. And you guys are also the helpers,
Yeah.
right? Because without your
All
donations,
helpers
they
thank
would,
you.
yeah, exactly. We're the helpers, right? Doing this. So, all right. Oh, okay, look at Helen. It's a much better week. We've got the chariot card showing up for you. Chariot card is like open roads, things moving forward, no blocks in the road. So I feel like we're seeing a turnaround from all of this. You're being under the weather. You're going to feel energized, masterful, energy, and motivated and ready to go. I almost feel like, there's like a kind of a you're sick and you have no energy and you're lying around, and then all of a sudden you wake up really well, and it's like all of your stored energy is like, oh, I've got so much energy to do things. There's just that one day when it all turns around and it feels like you have extra energy, almost like. So I feel like that is the first thing that I see. And the work project, with the chariot card, it's like there's a mastery component to it, and it's also forward movement. So I think this week things are going to move forward in a much better way and very, very open. Now, it does require with chariot energy that you're steering the chariot. So I do think you have to like kind of direct things where you want them to go. But that can be done in a magical sense by focusing on, yeah, I'm going to feel better and I'm going to get out of this, under the weather thing, and I'm going to feel great and I'm going to move forward. Um, you're also going to have the energy and ability to direct the project a little bit more so that you can get it going forward. So I feel like that is all that we see with this, that we're seeing like now things getting back in gear again. So I think what you can do on the magical side of this is, I think what happens when we're sick, I don't know if everybody does this or if I just do it. When I'm sick, I'm very present in the moment. Oh, I don't feel good. Oh, I'm so tired. Oh. And I almost like, it's like I almost can't imagine what it feels like to be well. Do you have that too when you're really sick?
I'm very apocalyptic when I'm sick. I'm like planning my funeral, writing names on possessions, right? Like, it's not
So
what I
I
would advise to others.
Yeah. So I'm maybe not that extreme, but I'm certainly like, I can't even remember what it feels like to be well. I mean, the same thing now. It's like I do this thing that I try and go like, okay, it's summer and I'm hot. Do I remember what it felt like in winter when I was really cold and I just wanted to stand? Like, what did that feel like when I wanted to wear my warm, cozy pajamas and stand over the heater? It's almost like I can't even believe it was real. It was like a dream that I was like cold. So I think with being sick, you can also feel like very in your illness and not really remember what it feels like to be well. But I want you to hold as much as possible, if even if you can't remember what it feels like to be well, it's just to go like, I'm going to be well again. I'm going to bounce back from this. I'll be fine, right? And I'll have lots of energy and I'll be able to move things forward. So keep that vision in mind. Like, that's one of the things about the chariot card is like the chariot is going somewhere, right? Think about where you're going. Think about the project being completed and put that intention out there. Think about you feeling strong and energetic and well and put that intention out there. That can be a wonderful way to really amplify and speed up that process of getting there and making sure that ensuring that it will be that. So I love that. What charm did you pull?
Helen got 2 for 1. I pulled two charms because they were stuck together. And it's a hand and an arrow. So, how apt, right? The hand was literally holding the arrow. So, I think first, this makes me think of all my Sagittarius friends who are so passionate and like fueled by desire and just go after things full steam ahead. So, I think you need to tap into that and, yeah, like just channel that reserve energy from where you've been down. I also think about this though as like, shooting arrows off into different directions. So it's like maybe it's delegating, or maybe it's just like getting started on a lot of things and then kind of seeing where you end up. But definitely, like, you need to just like channel that motivation and that movement and just run with it, and have a target, right? Like, know where you're headed. Don't just be chasing things aimlessly or walking around without a compass. Know where you're going.
Yeah. Yeah. Have that vision of your wellness and the project being completed and all of that. Yeah. It's really good. Thank you so much, Helen. Thank you. Adrija. Adrija is our last one on the list, and that means we're at last call. If you'd like to get a reading, it's now or never. Get that reading. Well, I guess it's now or
Now or
next
next
week.
week. Yeah.
Now or never for this week. If you'd like to get a reading, you can go on Venmo, PayPal, or Super Chat. If you need the links, they are showing up in the QR code on the side here, or you're also at the top of the chat. Make that donation, come back here, let us know where you donated, how much you donated, and what your question or questions are. Maybe you're Mel. Maybe you're Mel and you have 7 or 8 questions and you get a 15 card reading. We're here for it. We are here for it. So you can ask more than one question. We go with the flow here.
We have nowhere to
So
be.
yeah, exactly. I'm just going to pass out from the heat when I'm done here. I'm going to go outside where it's cooler. My house is hot and then it's cooler outside in the evening. So that's where I'm going to go out into the back, onto my beautiful garden,
Yeah.
hang out with my bees. And maybe Glinda will be out there and have a glass of wine and enjoy the flowers and the fruit, the grapevine. I have all these beautiful plants in my backyard.
You're going to be like the
So
9 of Pentacles back there.
I know it's so gorgeous back there. I am like the 9 of Pentacles back there. It's so gorgeous. I enjoy every minute. I really worked on my garden this year in ways. I have the best tomato plants. I did this thing. Can I just talk about my garden for 1 second before we get to Adrija? I did this thing. I saw this thing on TikTok or some dumb place of like this guy going, "Hey, if you want to grow plants, you can grow them in your Amazon boxes. Why not grow
Wow.
them in your Amazon?" So I get tons of boxes at Parlor Wonders, and we get these good sturdy cardboard boxes. So I have all these. I have basically a raised bed garden made out of cardboard boxes, and
So
it
cool.
looks like a hillbilly garden. What?
That's so cool. I love that.
Yeah, so I have all these cardboard boxes and I'm growing tomatoes in them. And I've got these big, beautiful tomato plants, and they just seem to kind of grow a foot overnight. It's wild. It's so fun. It's so fun. And I'm starting to get little blossoms. So I'm going to get tomatoes soon. And yeah, and I've got tomatoes at different stages. And it's just this little jungle of cardboard boxes and plants. And then because tomatoes really only grow 1 year, then I take that soil and I can use it. And I'm going to put a real raised bed garden for next year. I'm going to work on that's my new winter project. But yeah, I got some cute little things happening in the backyard and bees buzzing around and flowers and beautiful grapes growing. Yep, it's all good back there. So that's what I'm going to do after we're done here. Love the thoughts for the week and love how the chariot hand arrow work together. Thank you, Queens. You're so welcome, Helen. Thank you. We're so glad to read for you. Thank you so much. You're another regular here, Helen, and we're so grateful for you, all of you regulars and all of you new people and the people that were here and come back, like Adrija. We haven't seen you in a while, Adrija, and we're so glad you're back.
It's
So
just
what is
speaking
it?
of tomatoes, those always make me think of my mom because my mom has like the most incredible green thumb for everything, but especially for tomatoes and eucalyptus. Like 1 year she planted eucalyptus when it like was at the top of our house by the end of the summer. And then
What?
tomatoes, she would grow so many that we would be giving bags of them out to people that were driving by our house.
Oh my gosh.
Wish I had her
Amazing.
skills. I saw today that there's like a tomato potato hybrid plant. Do you know about this?
Yes, I just saw that too. And
That
you
is so
graft
magical.
a tomato onto a potato, but I'm like, that's too much work. Grafting, I'm not there yet.
Someone
Maybe
does it
your
for
mom could do that.
you. I'm sure she
What?
could. I think you
Yeah.
can just buy it that way. Someone else does the grafting.
Oh, okay.
And
If
then
you
you
can
just buy
buy it. I mean, I do have to say I have strawberries growing. I have tomatoes. I'm like, these are the most expensive strawberries, the most expensive tomatoes because I spent so much on the soil and and everything and the water. I mean, I'm just like, but they'll be good. I'm just so tired of garbage produce that doesn't taste like anything, you know?
It'll be
So
good. It'll be
I'm growing
good.
collard greens, I'm growing spinach. I mean, I'm growing all kinds of things back there. It's really fun.
See, those are great too, but then they're gonna just turn into nothing as soon as you expose them to heat, right?
Yeah, they shrink down. You get a whole bag full and then you shrink it down, you got 1 cup. But they're so good. And it's so fun to like pick something and cook it like
Yeah.
literally. I feel like I'm at French, the restaurant French Laundry. Do you know
Mhm.
that restaurant? French Laundry is like the premier Michelin star restaurant in the whole United States. And they have a garden and they go out and they pick their vegetables. It's in Napa. They go out and pick their vegetables and then they cook them for the diners. It's like,
I was
I do that.
reminiscing last night there's a Vietnamese place in Charlotte that's like that. And it's in like a bad neighborhood. It's a real hole in the wall, but they've been there for like 40 years. And the food is so good. If you're in Charlotte, go to Lang Van and tell them I miss them.
Oh, I
I used
love
to go there
that.
every single week.
Love it. I
And the
love
lady
it.
who works there, I'm sorry, I'm just gonna go on for a second. She is so magical because even if you haven't been there in like 5 years, if you were there once, she will remember your name, your order, what you drank the last time. She has like the Mary Lou Hanner memory. And there's so many people who work there, but everyone but her just refills water. She takes every order and delivers every plate. It's incredible.
Amazing. Amazing. Someone
Mm,
needs to write a story about that.
yeah, maybe I should.
I
I
love
read a
that.
really beautiful article about her a few months ago, though. But
Oh my
anyways, enough
gosh.
about
I love
food.
that. I love
Here's
that.
a Jesus question.
Okay, so Adrija, it's great to see you. We've missed you so much. So for card reading, is there anything left from A? It's been 6, 7 months. Is he completely gone? All right, let's take a look and see. Okay, interesting. I would say on the physical plane, look at what we got going on. I'm just going to show you what we got going on. We've got 8 of Swords and we've got 5 of Wands.
Mhm.
8 of Swords is a card about being inhibited, impeded, or being blocked in some way. So I get this feeling that he's tied up or involved in something isn't allowing him to contact you, right? It could be his own design, right? That he's like, I'm just going to, block everything, or I'm just going to do that. That could be him, but it could also be he's involved with something. I also get this a real energy of confusion. 5 of Wands is a card of confusion. Everything's mixed up. He doesn't know what he wants. I really genuinely think he is very unclear. He doesn't know what he wants. So I think in some way that energy is not just with you, but with everybody in his life. He doesn't know what he wants. He thinks he wants a relationship, but he really wants to be free. And you can't be both at the same time, right? Or he wants to get married, but he really wants his freedom to run around. People do that. I mean, it's not it's a tale as old as time, right? I want to be married, but I also want to cheat on my partner and run around. People do that, but it's not really good if it's not an ethical, above board choice that's made by both people, right? Have an open relationship or a poly relationship or whatever. But that's not what I'm getting from him. I'm getting this really just confused energy where he doesn't know what he wants. And I think that if you have somebody in your life who doesn't know what they want, it's hard for them, but it's much harder for the people that are involved with them.
Mhm.
If you're involved with somebody who isn't sure and they're hot and cold and they don't know what they want and they want this and that at the same time, it's going to take a toll on you. And I'm almost thinking that this is your guides watching out for you, really, to keep this energy away from you. It's toxic energy, really. Somebody who's hot and cold, running hot, running cold, saying one thing and doing another thing. Who needs that in their life? Nobody. He's very, very confused and not clear about what he wants and wants it all. This is the chaos. This is chaos, right? No good. So, on the other hand, we have all of that going on. But I do not think that I think what I get the sense is that he has not forgotten you. Now, he doesn't know if he wants you or he doesn't want you or he wants someone else. He wants this one, that one. He wants to be free. He wants to get married. So it's not a clear path of thinking of you. It's that you're one of many possibilities at his smorgasbord, at his buffet, and he's not sure what he wants. But you're still in the back of his mind. The reason I say that because we have Two of Wands. Two of Wands is the visionary. I have a vision, I have a dream, I have this. But there's lack of clarity around that dream. So it's not as if he's completely forgotten you and he's thinking about you, but he's also not clear about what he wants. And I think your guides are watching out for you. I really think your guides are watching out for you. We have that temperance card, the angel of the temperance card, which can represent our spirit guides. It also represents what I've seen before is that the two of you have a soul connection, but a soul connection doesn't guarantee uh, happy outcomes or even being together. I almost want to say with this card and with these cards, the best thing that you can do is to make your peace and to say, you know what? We have a soul connection. That soul connection is not going anywhere. In the next lifetime, let's make a contract to do things the right way. In this lifetime, it is you are figuring out stuff that you, Adrija, are far beyond. He's still at a very, I would say, I'm going to be a little judgy, a kind of a low vibration energy, right? Confusion is pretty low vibration. Confusion and not working on yourself is a little low vibration. Um, Saying one thing and doing another thing is a little low vibration. So I think you are at a much higher vibration than he is. So it when we have that situation, you have to have that faith in that soul connection to say, okay, this time around we couldn't figure it out. But then maybe next lifetime we'll figure out a configuration and we'll make a soul contract that will be much more mutually beneficial, good for both of us, that will allow us to attempt to reconcile and make something work. It might be in the next lifetime you come back as lovers, sure, but you might come back, you might try a different configuration, coming back as siblings or parent and child or best friends or something else that might work better for the two of you. So the connection is not gone, but you might have to put it on pause for this lifetime because the low vibration of what he's emitting, it's not something that I would say is deeply negative, but the effect of what his confusion has on the people around him is a negative result, right? I don't think he has a bad intention. He's not like evil and sitting there like Mr. Burns and the Simpsons and going like, "Oh, how can I be an evil person?" He's not doing that. But he's not being honest with himself. He's not being honest with the people around him, including his family, I mean, he's telling his family one thing and doing another thing. He's telling the people that he's with one thing and doing another thing. That confusion is not good for anybody and creates chaos in their lives as well as his life. So I think the best course of action is to go, look, we have the soul connection. We didn't make it work in this lifetime. I'm on to, he's not the only person in your soul group by any stretch of the imagination. So you guys can try again in another lifetime, you know?
It's like
What
that
do you
Erica
have, love witch?
Do you know that Erica
What?
Badu song, Next Lifetime? It's a great
Mm-mm.
song. She's like, I guess I'll see you next lifetime. And I think about that all the time because, like, there's people that I have soul connections with that I can't wait to see again, but not in this lifetime, not in their current form,
Exactly.
because it's just not good. It's not a good match. It's not good energy for me. Not a good vibration. Not a, just not this time around. And that's okay. I think we can still be really grateful that we encountered this person and got the chance to reconnect with them. And without waiting around for them or convincing ourselves that they're the be all end all or the best there is. I pulled this little masquerade mask, and so I think he's really good at like saying what the person in front of him is saying to him, right? So when you say, I want marriage, he says, I want marriage. He doesn't know if he wants marriage. And I think a relationship with him is like a dinner with somebody where you are fine to eat anything and they cannot decide what restaurant you're going to go to. And so you're going to be driving around starving forever. So, yeah, I think your spirit guides are protecting you. And I think there's so many other people in the cards. And
100%.
you should focus on them. And I think like if you want to hear from him, seeing other people may be a really good way to kind of accidentally activate that, right? Because I think he is going to show back up at a time when you have the knowledge that, oh, I have found someone better than that, and I'm not going to waste my energy on someone who is so uncertain right now. So I think start going on dates, start seeing other people, and then maybe you'll hear from him and you'll get to turn him down.
Yeah, yeah. That's said like a true Scorpio.
Yeah.
um, I also think this is true. Oh, is there anyone in his life? Is there anyone in his life? Again, 5 of Wands. He's it. This is the thing that you really need to know. Sometimes when we have been with someone and then they're with someone else, we're like, damn it, that person is getting all the good stuff that I didn't get. And there may be cases where that's true. But this case, 5 of Wands, he's still confused. He still doesn't know what he wants. He's still playing it on both sides. He's still saying one thing and doing another. He's still running around. He's still not clear. I'm telling you, if he is with someone else, that person is getting just the same. They're not getting anything better and they're miserable too. So it's not as if he's making some girl happy out there. He's making some other girl miserable.
And himself miserable, right?
And
Like
himself
to break
miserable
these
too.
habits, but you don't need to be there for that growth.
Yeah.
You need to be
Yeah.
doing your own thing, having fun, and being with people who match your vibration instead of bringing you down.
Yeah. I would say, with that temperance card coming up and knowing what I know, as I know you so well, Adrija, you're an old soul. You're not a young soul. Old souls have a huge number of soulmates, your soul group. These are the people in your soul group. So you've got plenty more people in your soul group to meet, right? Plenty more soul people in your soul group to meet, one of whom can be like this amazing match for you. So why not put it out there and invite a wonderful soulmate into your life? Not somebody that you have to work through karma and that you have to work through old stuff, but somebody you're going to come together and be in pure joy. Put an intention out there and be really focused on that intention of bringing this person who is your true love, your partner, your soulmate, the person that is your person,
Hmm.
and not trying to turn a chihuahua into a guard dog, right? It's a chihuahua.
Yeah, exactly. And I think a really like helpful thing you could do, Adrija, is make a list of qualities that you want in this perfect partner and start with qualities that A had, because clearly there was something you liked there, and then keep going to things that he does not have. And I'm willing to bet that part of the list is going to end up being longer. But someone else can have all those same qualities that he has, except for none of the shitty ones. So manifest that person, call them in,
Yeah,
be ready for them.
absolutely. Absolutely. It's like, it's such a trite thing that people say there's plenty of fish in the sea, right? Well, there are plenty of fish in the sea. The reason it's a trite saying and they say it all the time is because it's true. If you haven't met all 8, 9 billion people in this world, whatever the number is now, you don't know that he's the best or the worst. I mean, well, he's not the worst, and he's not definitely not the best. You don't know that he's the one, right? because you haven't met everybody yet. How can you say this person who is running away from you? I think that is like the first quality. And I'm going to talk from my perspective. If somebody doesn't want to be with me, I'm going to feel sad and rejected and abandoned. But you know what? I don't want somebody that doesn't want me. I don't
Hmm.
want somebody that treats me like a side dish or an afterthought. That's not, I don't want it. And nobody should want that, you know? Does anybody want to be a side dish? I don't know. Is that a thing?
Yeah,
There,
probably, right?
it
Like
probably is.
me, right? Like I don't know if I want all that commitment, but I could be a side dish. That's okay.
Yeah, yeah, okay, okay, all right, all right. But I think there's a way of like a side dish being like treated with kindness, but that's being a side dish is definitely not what Adrija wants. I know that. But it always feels like I like the emotionally unavailable salmon, slippery salmon, right? Well, that is something also, that we can, like, what is the gift in this relationship? The gift of this relationship could be that it's teaching you something about yourself, that maybe you want to shift gears and aim for something else, right? That having an emotionally unavailable person doesn't feel good, right? So then
Yeah.
I maybe want somebody who might be feel a little boring because they're attentive and there and present and loving. It's not mysterious and exciting, but that may be a lesson for you to integrate, which is like, oh, I don't want an emotionally unavailable person anymore.
Yeah. And you know, just to
Yeah.
like stick with the salmon metaphor for a minute, like yeah, if you are going with the flow and living a life that is flowing downstream without resistance, you will encounter salmon swimming upstream, but they're going in the opposite direction of you and they're working so much harder than you. You don't want that, but you can spot them and say, "Oh, that fish was hot. I want one that looks like that or that has some of these qualities but is headed in my same direction and is
Yeah.
flowing with me and not working against me." And dragging me back to where I've already been. You don't want that?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So I feel like even in difficult things, we can look for the gift, right? Even in the hardest things, we can look for the gift and look for the gift in this hard, difficult relationship that isn't serving you. It's the gift is not the relationship, I'll tell you that. But the
Yeah, you.
gift may be learning something about yourself and learning and growing, right?
Hmm. Yeah, and sometimes when we're dealing with someone who is so unsure about what they want, it can make it so clear to us what we do want. So maybe this has been to teach you what you want and what you don't
Yeah.
want, right? Let it be a mirror. Look in it. Gets take something away from it.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, let's add up what we did today, how much we raised. I'm just going to do it on the calculator because I do not trust my brain, not when I'm tired like this. Um, all right, we did $170. Good job. I'll probably supplement that with a little bit more, but awesome, you guys. Thank you so much. 170 divided by 40. I have to do that on the calculator too. I know you guys that are doing math are like, oh my God, she's so bad at math. Four seniors we're feeding, four and a quarter we're feeding with your donations. Thank you guys so much. We're so appreciative to you. So thankful for you and your generosity. It's so fun to hang out with you and read for you. Don't forget, we'll be back here next week, but next week I'll be teaching a workshop. So we'll be here probably about a half hour later, 6:30 Pacific-ish. 6:30 Pacific, 7:30 Mountain, 8:30 Central, 9:30 Eastern time. Miss Kelly will be with me, right? Will Miss Kelly be with me next
Mhm.
Sunday? She'll be doing astrological readings as along with the tarot readings that I'll be doing. Love which will be in the background running the show, taking care of everything. Because it's always runs smoother when you're there. I don't know. I'm too scattered to do all the things at once. Talking,
We're better together.
readings, and
That's all.
yeah, definitely, definitely better together. It takes a village to do tarot for kindness, and you guys are part of that village. Whether you're watching, whether you're getting a reading done, we're so grateful to you. Thank you so much for being here. Have a great evening, and have next Saturday is my birthday. We got to talk about doing something for everybody on my birthday that's on the spell squad. We got to give them a little something for my birthday, a little party favor. We'll talk about that tomorrow.
That's an idea.
All right. Yes, it's my birthday on Saturday. I'm going to be going on vacation this weekend. I'll be enjoying myself. So, and then I'll be back. Oh, maybe I won't be. Oh, no, I will be back on Sunday night. So I will be doing all my things on Sunday. So we're leaving Sunday morning, coming back here. So yeah, we're all good in the hood. All right, everybody, have a great weekend. Have a great holiday if you're in the States, and enjoy the day off, and march if you have an opportunity to march and protest and bring back democracy. Give yourself a lot of self-love and joy to fill up your bucket so that you have that energy to protest and march and resist. We need that energy. All right, everybody, have a great week, and we'll see you next